let's start, as always, finding a comfortable seat. Whether it's a block, a blanket, or just the mat, right? You don't really need anything for yoga except your breath. So just find yourself a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Start to turn inward. We made it through another week here. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Really fill up your whole rib cage all the way to the top of your chest. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears at the top of your breath. And as you exhale, let it all go, feeling your shoulders melt down your back. Good. Again, this time, roll it up. Really breathe in, fill up. Almost scrunch your shoulders up by your ears. And as you exhale, get the feeling of them melting down your back as they pull down your spine. Gently engage your core. Start to feel that inner engagement, right? Finding evenness always in the front and the back of the body. We depending on how you're built, sometimes you dump the weight into the front of your hips and sometimes toward the back. So just try to find some evenness and use your core to help you balance it out. We'll start together with 3 ohms. Taking a deep breath in, filling up. Sitting with this vibration for a few moments. It's always interesting how it can kind of energize you and also kind of center you and bring you back to yourself, right? It's such a frenetic time. There's just a lot of like stress right now. Holidays are coming up. Everything's different. Just breathe through it. Know it's always there. Start to find your Ujjayi breath. Even inhales and even exhales. Just take 3 rounds like that. Whatever your count is, 3 or 4. Make it even as you breathe in and fill up. Feel yourself lengthening your spine as you inhale. And then exhale, let it all go. Good. Just 2 more rounds like that. Finding your breath. Exhale, let it go. 1 more round. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, let it all go. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your spine nice and long, your sit bones grounded down, your shoulders pulling down. Good, and inhale, reach your arms up overhead. You can tilt your chin up, but keep your eyes closed. Really focus inward, right? Engage your lower belly. Try to take the arch out of your lower back. Find a nice, tall, even spine here. Maybe join your hands in prayer up overhead. Exhale, take it down. Turn your palms forward. Lead the stretch with your pinkies as you take a nice big arch up overhead, reaching, reaching, reaching. Join your pinkies up overhead and then roll through your palms here. Join your whole hand together, really squeezing into the midline. Even if you have to pull your palms down a little bit in front of you, you really want to squeeze into the midline. Already starting to build some heat here, so build some awareness. Find your center. Take that prayer up overhead, bend your elbows, let your thumbs fall to the back of your head, and then press your head into your thumbs and your thumbs back into your head as you reach your elbows up toward the sky. Keep pulling the shoulders down. Finding a nice stretch in your triceps. Inhale here. Exhale. Next inhale, reach that prayer back up overhead. Let your left hand fall to the mat or like a little bit behind you. Just take a gentle twist, taking your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Keep a nice tall spine here. Open your collarbone. Start to tilt your head behind you. If your eyes are open, you can take your gaze back behind you. If they're closed still, just imagine that you're gazing behind you. 1 more breath. Take a nice deep inhale, reach it back up overhead. And as you exhale, switch sides. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Really pull that left shoulder back. Feel your collarbone lengthening from side to side here. Take your head back a little bit further. 1 more breath. Inhale, take it back up overhead. Let your left fingertips start to reach down toward the ground. You take your right hand to your left ear. Start to take a little neck stretch here. Really, I'm very into this these days. I feel like we're all putting a lot of stress in our neck. So just take a nice gentle stretch. Let your breath guide you. And either stay here or start to tilt your chin in towards your armpit. Maybe feeling like an extra stretch toward the back of your neck, like sort of back left corner of your neck. One more breath. Inhale, take it back to center. Reach your right arm up. Let it fall down next to your hip. Left hand reaches up. Take your right ear with your left palm and just take a nice stretch. Keep pulling your right fingertips down toward the mat, finding length all the way down the side of your neck. And as you exhale, maybe tilt your chin in towards your armpit, changing the angle. Keep pulling that right shoulder down. Next, inhale, take it back to center. Reach both arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your palms to the mat in front of you. Remove anything you might be sitting on. And we're going to come into a child's pose. So bring your toes together, knees apart, and start to slide. Good. Can you guys see my whole mat? I set up differently today. Can you see me when I'm down? Okay, good. Thank you. I need like a tech squat here. Come into a child's pose here. Make it active though. So let your hips sink back. Walk your fingertips forward. Your arms are going to lift up off the mat and press into your fingertips or your palms and really stretch your arms forward as you pull your hips back. Inhaling here and exhaling. Start to walk your fingertips over to the left. Your chest is going to come over your left thigh. Really reach your right fingertips forward and over, making a nice big arch here, taking a nice side stretch all the way from your right hip to your right fingertips. Maybe take your left hand on top of your right to kind of increase the stretch, increase the pressure. One more breath. Walk it back to center. Take it all the way over to the right. This time reaching your left hand forward, really grounding your left hip back. Using your right hand to press your left down. Breathing here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, come back to center. I want you to tuck your toes under. We're going to sit on our heels. Just take a little stretch of the soles of our feet. So you're going to be sitting on your heels. Toes are tucked. Take a second to even untuck your pinky toes. They sometimes don't get the action there, right? Feel nice evenness. Keep a little bit squeezing into the midline here to activate your legs. Take your palms out in front of you, interlace them, and press them forward. You tuck your chin in. Good. Stretching your spine, stretching the soles of your feet. Just breathing in and breathing out. Each breath taking you a little bit deeper. In and out. Inhale, just take a nice big stretch up overhead with those interlaced palms. Gaze moves up, engage your core. And as you exhale, release your palms to the mat. Separate your knees, come into a tabletop position. Good, and then just start to make some circles here. Feeling it out, seeing where your body is. It's always a good check-in at the beginning of class. Right? I love this practice so much because there's like always a beginning and an end that we're kind of sure about. We kind of have the same patterns, but the middle, it's just, you got to leave a little bit to faith here and just go with it. You never know what's coming. But know that you're safe on your mat. Good, come back to center here in tabletop, fingers spread nice and wide. Wrists right under your shoulders, and let's just take a few cat-cows here. So as you inhale, really press into your palms, arch your spine, gaze moves up, tailbone separate, moves up toward the sky as your sit bones separate. Exhale, press into the mat as you tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Really press down, round your shoulders. Inhale, arch it up. Exhale, round it in. One more time. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Now switch your palms around so that your fingers are facing your knees. Good, tuck your toes under here, just rock back and forth. Stretching your wrists, maybe going side to side. Always being mindful, it should feel challenging but not hurt, right? So all these sensitive areas like wrists and knees and shoulders, just be really mindful. And if you need to modify or just skip it, you can always go to downward facing dog or child's pose. Good, now turn the backs of your hands to the mat. Fingers are facing each other. Press into the backs of your hands to straighten your arms. And either stay here if this is enough, engage your core, it'll take some of the focus off of your wrist, good, or start to make little fists with your hands here. Good. Curling your fingers in and your thumb, and then sending them back out, really pressing down the whole time, trying to keep your arms straight. Whew. One more breath. Good, just sit back on your heels for a second, shake your wrists out, give them a break, and do little circles with them. Beautiful. And then I want you to place your palms back on the mat, tuck your toes under, hover your knees for just a second. Good, and feel like you're squeezing a block in between your legs, so everything's really engaged in your front body. Beautiful. And then taking your hips up toward the sky, start to make your way slowly into downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent as long as you can. Really send your chest back towards your thighs, bend knees, and your heels are high. Good, and then when you can't stretch anymore, you start to straighten your legs and let your heels fall to the mat. Taking some notice of like the front, like the hip flexor and the front of your hips, trying to make space there, not like sinking in, right? Really pressing your arms into the mat to lift your torso up away from your hips, even in downward facing dog. Breathing here. Next, inhale, take your right leg up toward the sky, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Right, this beautiful hip opening that we all love to start our practice with, just warming up. Send your knee in circles in one direction. You can do a bent leg or a straight leg, whatever is comfortable at your own pace. Take it in the other direction. Good, then send your right leg back up toward the sky. Come high on your left toes, gently bend your left knee, send your chest back as you lift your right toes a little bit higher. One more breath here. And as you exhale, start to hug your knee in towards your chest, coming into a plank, really hugging in, press your hands into the mat. And as you exhale, place your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Good. Coming into this lizard pose. I know it's early, but we're gonna get into some hip stuff here, so you might as well get started. Good, your hands are kind of even with your front foot. Rock back and forth. Do what feels good. Beautiful. And then I want you to bring your chest nice and high. You can either come on fingertips or stay on your palms, but I want you to roll your shoulders back, pull your heart forward, and then keep pressing that left heel back. Find length in the front of your left leg, up by your hip crease. Good, and then keeping that engagement, gently tap your left knee down to the mat. Try not to move the rest of your body. And then exhale, use your heel to press your leg back to straight. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, straighten out. Really press through the ball of that left foot. One more time, tap it down. Exhale, straighten it out. Keep pulling your heart forward. Find length in your front of your right leg, left leg. And then gently let your left knee fall to the mat. You can come down to forearms or stay up on your palm. Just rock back and forth. Try to soften the hips. Send your breath there. Beautiful. Good, and then before we open up into Galaxy, I want you to keep your hands or your forearms down on the mat. And I really want you to press your right foot into the mat and start to hug your right knee in towards your shoulder or your forearm. Good, keep squeezing in, making contact, really feeling the inner thigh on the right leg. Squeeze it in for one more breath, keep your chest lifted. Whew. And then exhale, start to roll your foot out to the side, coming to the outer edge of your right foot. Taking your time to make it into Galaxy and stopping where you want to. So take your right hand to the inside of your right leg on the thigh. Start to press your knee open as you open your heart toward the sky. Twisting open. And then either staying here or reaching back for your back leg. First, start to kick your leg back to open your shoulder, straighten that right arm, really kick it back. And then as you exhale, start to draw the heel in towards your seat. Good. First, opening your chest, try to twist. And then if you have the bind, I want you to try to square your chest down to the mat. Kind of rolling a little bit on that back knee, starting to change the angle of the stretch. See if you feel a stretch or any sensation in a different part of your left thigh. One more breath. If you have the bind, release it. Keep your hands on the inside of your right foot and then just start to straighten your right leg as you send your hips back. We're going to kind of take this wide half split. Take an inhale here, flex your right toes toward the sky. And as you exhale, fold it down. You can bring your forearms down. I want you to try to keep your heart moving forward as you pull your hip back and in. Good. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Next inhale, bend back into your right leg. Step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Feeling the difference in your hips and your legs. Inhale, sweep your left leg up toward the sky, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Good, and then start to make those yummy circles in one direction and then the other. Straight or bent leg, or explore, see what feels good. Breathing in. Next, inhale, take your left leg up toward the sky, high on your right toes. Gently bend your right knee as your chest moves back. Lift your left toes a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, roll it forward to plank. Hold it here. Hug your knee in towards your chest for just another breath. And as you exhale, gently place your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Good. Coming into this lizard. Rocking back and forth. Getting settled. Really feeling your feet in the mat, right? That's your foundation right now. You can be on fingertips or palms, whatever feels good, but whatever can allow you to bring your heart forward and not let your hips fall. So you don't want your hips down here, you want them lifted. Good. Keep gazing forward, really press strongly through your back heel. And as you exhale, just start to tap your knee down. Don't move the rest of your body. Use the ball of your right foot to press your leg back to straight. Inhale, tap. Exhale, straighten. Keep pulling your heart forward. Inhale, tap. Last time, exhale, straighten it out. Next time, just tap your right knee down, untuck your toes. Take a few breaths to sink yourself into lizard. Good, maybe noticing some differences in the right and the left, which is totally normal. I always feel them a little bit more when I'm down on the ground versus standing poses because you can't really compensate as much. Beautiful. And stay where you are. Oh, actually, we're going to do the hugging first. So keep your forearms or your hands down on the mat. Hug your shin in towards your left arm. Good. Keep pulling your heart forward. Really get that sensation that the inner thigh is pulling in, right? That's the muscle you're using to activate this leg. One more breath. Hug it in. And then as you exhale, start to let your foot open to the side. Your knee's going to fall out. Good. Feels so much better after you have to activate it. Take your left knee to the inside of your left thigh. Start to take the twist. Good. And then either stay here and just breathe or start to take the bind, taking your left foot with your right hand. First, pressing your leg back behind you, really kicking that foot back to open up your shoulder, twist your heart to the side. And then exhale, start to pull your heel in towards your seat. Good. One more breath. Kind of notice how you're rolling to the outside of your left leg there. And then as you exhale, keep pulling that heel in towards your seat, but take your chest down to the mat. Good. So you're really facing the ground now. Notice the difference. One more breath. As you exhale, release the bind if you have it. Keep your hands on the inside of your left leg as you start to send your hips back. Straighten the left leg. Inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, fold it down. Good. Breathing. Every inhale, feel your heart moving forward a little bit more, and you exhale, fold it down a little bit deeper. One more breath. Listen carefully. On your next inhale, bend into your left knee. Pop your right foot to the outside of your right hand, and we're going to come into yogi squat. Good. Really feel your sit bones heavy. I always like to say, feel like an anchor is pulling your hips down toward the mat. Try to keep a nice tall spine here. Rocking side to side, using your arms to open your knees a little bit further. Good. And then I want you to come up on your right toes, if you can. Keep pressing your right knee open and just fold down. So you have your left foot is down and your right heel is lifted, right? Finding some balance here. Use your core. Dive down forward. And then as you exhale, drop your right heel. Inhale, lift your left. Keep pressing your knees open as you dive forward. Good. Balancing using your core. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center. Place your hands on the mat in front of you. Start to straighten your legs as you toe heel your feet to hips width distance. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, just fold down over straight legs, maybe a micro bend in your knees to find some opening in your back and your hips. Grasping crisscross behind your legs or grabbing opposite elbows and just swaying side to side. Letting your head hang heavy, no tension in the neck. Beautiful. Then I want you to bring your chest halfway up, interlace your hands behind you now, so you're like in a skier's pose here. Good. Just pull your heart forward, send your hips down. Try to keep your knees tracking straight ahead. And as you exhale, just fold down over straight legs. Pause here. And keeping your hands clasped up overhead, gently bend into your right knee. Snuggle your right shoulder inside your right knee and just open your heart to the left. Twisting here. Keep pressing down to that left foot. And then keep pressing your right shoulder and your right knee together. One more breath. You should feel nice opening your outer left hip. And then as you exhale, just drop it back to center, switch sides. Snuggle that left shoulder inside your left knee. Peel your heart open to the right. Keep pressing strongly through your right foot, feeling that nice opening in your right outer hip. One more breath. Inhale here as you come back to center. Release your hands to the mat. Tuck your chin. Let your fingertips hang really heavy as you start to roll slowly all the way up to stand. Reaching your arms out and up overhead. Joining them in prayer up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your prayer to heart center. Close your eyes for just a moment. Setting an intention for yourself, for this practice, for the energy that you're about to create. Beautiful. And then bring your toes and heels to touch at the top of the mat. I'm going to challenge you to, we're going to do 2 sun salutation A. If you'd like to, try to do one of them with eyes closed, right? It's always just a different sense of balance, a different sense of body when you turn everything inwards. So you can try it on the first or the second or neither. I'm just giving offerings, right? Options. So really feel your feet firmly in the ground, shoulders moving down away from your ears. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead, press palms. Exhale, fold down over straight legs. Inhale, lengthen to look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Really pull your heart forward, press the tops of your feet down. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Keep your legs active. Feel like you're squeezing a block between your upper thighs. Maybe micro bend those knees, feel your sit bones spread, and then straighten into that new space you've created. I love those micro bends. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Breathe it in, fill up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press, really press your feet into the mat. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Again, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, pressure palms into the mat, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. In and out. Good. Keep breathing. Christina, try to bend your knees a little bit and send your chest back up and your hips, unless you have a back injury. There you go. Good. Really send your chest back in between your shoulders. Good. One more breath. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, reach up, palms press. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. As you inhale, bend your knees deeply, rise up to Utkatasana. Keep your feet pressing into the mat, sink those hips, lift your chest and tuck your tailbone. Right? They don't call it awkward chair for no reason. So many options here. Good, one more breath. As you exhale, fold down over straight legs. Inhale, lengthen to look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lowering down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're just going to move one breath, one movement to kind of warm up our body. Start that connection really strong. So as you inhale, send your right foot forward, back heel down, reach up for warrior one, square your hips. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse your warrior. Keep bending deeply into that front knee. Exhale, take it all the way down. Step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, rise up to warrior one. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse. Don't lose the bend in your front knee. Exhale, take it all the way down. Step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One more time each side. Inhale, right foot forward, rise up to warrior one. Follow your own breath. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse. Exhale, cartwheel it down, step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, rise it up, really reach up as you sink your hips. Exhale, open it up, warrior two. Inhale, flip and reverse. Exhale, take it all the way down. Step back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Next inhale, step your right foot forward, rise up to warrior one. Pause here, right? Always challenging to go from like quick to slower movements, from movement to holding. Be okay with it. Keep pressing to the outer edge of that back foot. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Maybe tuck your tail a little bit on the left side. Feel a nice opening in your left front hip. One more breath. As you exhale, press into your right foot, straighten your leg for just a second as you take your hands behind you. Inhale, open your heart, pull your knuckles down. And as you exhale, start to bend into your front knee as you fold down inside that right leg, coming into humble warrior. Good. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Keep pressing into that back foot. Lift your hips up away from the mat. And then pull that right hip back and in. Don't let it jut out to the side. Try to stay as linear as possible here. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, come halfway up. Release your hands to either side of your front foot. Step back, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one, pause. Feel really strong. Take notice of your feet. Feel evenness in the weight across all four corners of the sole of your foot. Right, you may tend to roll out or roll in. You probably know by how you wear your shoes. Try to counter that. Try to even it out. Breathe in here, 2 more breaths. Keep it strong. Keep bending through that front knee. Tuck that right tailbone under. Find a nice stretch in your right front hip. As you exhale, straighten your leg. Bring your hands behind you. Open your heart. Keep pressing your feet into the mat. And as you exhale, bend into your left knee. Fold down inside that left leg. Humble warrior. Breathing in. Again, press into your left foot, especially the heel. Focus your energy on your heel. Press into your heel. Feel your hips lift from like the bottom side up. Activating all these muscles. One more breath here. Inhale, come halfway up. Release your hands to either side of your front foot. Step back, lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Pause here. You can always come down into child's pose. Just do what feels good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Think about rotating your arms so the eyes of your elbows are facing forward. Then pull your shoulders down away from your ears and then pull your chest back. Right, creating more space. One more breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, bend your knees deeply, rise up to Utkatasana. This time as you exhale, bring your hands to prayer and heart center. Take a twist to the right. So you're gonna hook your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. Spread your fingers nice and wide in this prayer, and then start to twist your chest and meet your thumbs, opening that right shoulder back away from your head and your ear. Maybe open your arms if it's in your practice. Inhale here, sink a little bit lower. Exhale. Next inhale, come back to center, hook your thumbs, just take a break here, arch it back, stretch your front body. As you exhale, bend your knees, clasp your hands behind you, fold down over straight legs. And then inhale, sweep your arms back up to Utkatasana. Exhale, take a twist to the left. Hook, really taking time to hook that right arm to the outside of your left leg. Maybe opening up, maybe staying in prayer. If you're staying in prayer, really press those palms into each other to twist your heart to the side. Gaze moves up. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center, hook those thumbs, reach up, arch back, tuck your tail down, protect your back. As you exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold down over straight legs. Inhale, take your hands to the mat this time, step your right foot back to a lunge, heart moves forward, gaze ahead. Exhale, left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide it forward to low cobra. Exhale, push it back, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward to a lunge. Pause here, keep your left hand planted. Let's take this nice open twist. So really focus on your hips. So squeeze them in, take that right hip back and then into the midline. Chest away from your thigh. Maybe take the palm of your right hand to the back of your head, loving this lately. It's a nice extra like tricep stretch. Opening up. One more breath. Good. And then as you exhale, I want you to bring the outer edges of your feet to the mat. So all your toes are going to be facing the right side of the mat. Release your hand if it was on your head. And then I want you to drop your hips down, reach your arm back. Inhale, press into your feet to lift your hips, take your arm up overhead, your big arch. Exhale, take it back as your hips drop. Inhale, press into the outer edges of those feet to lift your hips. Then continue the arch, come back onto the toes of your back foot. Hands are on either side of your front foot, you're in a lunge. Inhale, step your left foot forward and fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale, hands to the mat, left foot back into a lunge. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll it forward to cobra, to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Really squeeze your arms in towards your ribs. Inhale, slide it forward, low cobra, pull your heart forward. Exhale, push it back, seat to heel, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward to the lunge. Keep your right hand planted. Just take this nice, beautiful open twist. Keep bending into that front knee. Pull your heart away. Maybe hand to your head, bicep towards your ear on the left side. Inhale here. Exhale, sink your hips. Keep pulling your knee forward. Nice active legs. If you have your hand on your head, release it up toward the sky. Start to roll into the outer edges of both feet. So now all your toes are facing to the left. As you inhale, start to reach your arm back as your hips drop. Exhale, take it back up overhead as you press to lift your hips. Exhale, sink it down, reach back. Exhale, really press into the outer edges of those feet to lift your hips, reach it forward. One more time, reach it back as your hips drop down. Exhale, take it up overhead and then continue taking your hand toward the front of the mat as you come for your toes all facing forward back into a low lunge. Exhale, step your right foot forward and fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale your hands to the mat, step your right foot back to a lunge, listen carefully. As you exhale, sweep your left foot all the way back to a three-legged dog here. This time I want you to point all your toes down. This is really hard. Good. So you're squaring your hips, squeezing into the midline here, and then start to lift a little bit higher without unsquaring your hips. One more breath here. Next inhale, roll forward to plank. Hug your knee in towards your chest. As you exhale, drop your left foot in between your hands. Drop your right knee to the mat. Sweep your arms up to Anjaneyasana. Good. First, just kind of let it all go. Really sink down. Let your hips lead the way as you reach out, the glutes up. Good. One more breath. And then as you exhale, start to pull your arms down into goalpost position as you press into your foot and your heel and your knee, trying to kind of bring your torso a little more upright. So you're more all right angles in your legs. Tuck your tailbone under, feel the stretch in the front of your right hip, and then exhale, let it go. Inhale, start to pull it down as you lift your torso a little bit. Exhale, let it go. Take your hands to either side of your front foot, and either take yourself into a half split, or if you're working on full split, go for it. Take a few breaths to get there. Think about squeezing your hips to the midline, pulling them back so they're even and square. Good. Beautiful. And you can be somewhere in between if you're on blocks or wherever you are. Good. Beautiful. Keep pulling that left heel back. Good. And no matter where you are, whether you're in, if you're in half split, try to bring your toes up so your heel is in the mat. And then press that heel to bend your knee a tiny bit. Good. Really activate it. Start to pretend you're pulling your heel into the midline, up towards your hips. One more breath. And then exhale, straighten it out as you let it go. Breathe it out. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Tuck your back toes under if you're in full split and try to sweep your left leg up. If you're in half split, just start to come out of it, bending into that front leg and then taking it back to downward facing dog. We'll meet there. Good. From downward facing dog, roll forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide it forward to low cobra. Stay here. Bring your forearms down to the mat into Sphinx. Good. Your elbows are right under your shoulders. Fingers facing forward. Really press your pubic bone and the tops of your feet into the mat, and then pull your elbows back in space as your heart moves forward. Keep pressing your feet into the mat. Engage your core here. Everything's active. Think about the midline, squeezing into the midline at the same time. One more breath. As you exhale, bring your torso down, hands come towards your rib cage. Push it back, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward to a lunge. Exhale, left foot steps forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach up, look up, arch back, protect your lower back. Last time, bend knees, swing arms, clasp hands, fold it down. Inhale, hands to the mat. Left foot steps back to a lunge. Exhale, right foot sweeps all the way up into three-legged dog. Inhale here. As you exhale, roll forward into plank, hug that knee in again, really use your core. As you exhale, place your foot in between your hands. Left knee comes down to the mat, untuck your toes here. And when you feel a nice strong foundation, sweep your arms up and down in Anjaneyasana. Sinking down. Try to let go in that left hip. Right, no tension. One more breath here. Beautiful. As you exhale, start to press into your left knee and your right foot to bring your torso up as you pull your arms down. Tuck your left sit bone down. Feel the opening in your left front leg. Inhale, take it back to Anjaneyasana. Exhale, activate it, engage it, pull it up. Exhale, take it down. Last time, really press down to tuck under and lift up. Gaze maybe moves up this time, opening your heart. As you exhale, sink your hips. Bring your hands down to either side of your front foot. And then start to make your way into half or full split. Good. Breathing here. Taking these extra breaths to really set it up strong instead of just, kind of getting to the pose. Think about how you're getting yourself there. So first, press your heel into the mat and pull your right heel hip back and in. And then maybe exhale, fold it forward. Maybe take an extra breath here to try to lift your heart and then sink it back down as you exhale again. Right? Every breath is with intention, every movement with intention. Beautiful. And then wherever you are, press that right heel into the mat, gently bend your right leg. Start to feel like you're pulling your heel in towards you. It's not gonna move, but you're gonna activate that whole right leg. Keep pulling it in. And then exhale, let it go back straight. Maybe fold a little bit deeper. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, the next round of breath, we're gonna make our way into downward facing dog. If you're in full split, try to sweep your right leg up. If you're in half split, bend back into your right leg, tuck your left toes. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide it forward to low cobra. Pause here. Bring your forearms back down onto the mat. We're gonna come into a forearm plank here. So really check your setup. Make sure your elbows are right under your shoulders and your forearms are parallel, right? Nice and strong here. Then tuck your toes. You might need to walk them back or forward a little bit to get yourself into a nice, strong forearm plank. Feel like you're squeezing a block. Pull your navel in and up. Tuck your tailbone down. Press into the mat. Keep your torso moving away from the mat. Good. Then either stay here, or if you want a little core work, start to bring your right knee to your right upper arm. And then exhale, take it back. Left knee to left side. Take it back. Right, left. Keep pressing into those arms. Right, left. One more round here. Right, left. Good. Sink your hips back down to the mat. Just pull yourself into a forearm cobra here. Bring your hands back by your ribs. Tuck your toes. Take it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward to a lunge. Exhale, right foot forward, fold it down. Inhale, bend knees, hook them, reach up, look up, arch it back. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Close your eyes here, reset. Good, that was a long series. Right, reconnect here. One more little flow of standing poses and then we'll make our way to the mat. So as you inhale, just reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold down over straight legs. Inhale, lengthen to look forward. Exhale, plant your palms, step or jump back, lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, reach it up to warrior one. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. And then start to make your way into extended side angle, whatever version you like. Modified with your arm on your thigh. Bring your hand to the outside or inside, taking the bind. Just do what feels good to you. Right? Don't forget about that back foot. Keep pressing into that foot. Use that to open your hips a little more to the side. Keep bending into that front knee. Engage your core here. One more breath wherever you are. Good. Even if you have the bind here, I want you to start to press into your right foot to straighten your leg coming into this nice long triangle. Notice what you feel all the way up, like almost in your groin, in your upper right thigh there. Good. Upper right inner leg. Really opening up there. Open up into this triangle. You can adjust your stance or keep it long. Whatever feels good. Inhale here. As you exhale, reach your left arm forward over your ear, coming into this extended triangle. Gaze is up. Maybe bring your right arm to meet it, parallel to the mat. Keep twisting your heart open. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up to stand. Parallel your feet. Hands come to your hips. Good, soften your knees here for just a second. And in that softness, start to lift your chest up toward the sky. Good. And then exhale, start to fold it forward, maybe with soft knees, maybe with straight knees. Good. Release your hands if you'd like. Crown of your head is pulling you down. Keep pressing into those feet. Inhaling here and exhaling. Inhale, come halfway up. We're going to do a little Svanasana here. So I want you to try to keep your toes all facing forward and your feet, like the soles of your feet down on the mat. It's hard without turning them out. And then just bend deeply into your left knee. Good, keep pressing through that right foot. You should be feeling all like this all the way at the inseam of your yoga pants. Maybe walk your hands forward, coming into this almost like Skandasana down dog. Good, you can drop your head. Keep sending your hips back. One more breath. Good, then inhale, start to walk it in the other direction. Keep pressing into your feet. Check to make sure your toes are as straight as possible. Good, keep sending that right knee back as you pull your torso forward. Hips are moving behind you. One more breath. Then bring your torso halfway up. Start to turn your right toe toward the front of the mat. Come up onto your left toe, so your heel's up. You're in a lunge. And then exhale, step it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Rise it up to warrior one. Exhale, open it up to warrior two. And then start to take your extended side angle. Right, sometimes it's nice to like make your way there so you can kind of go through the motions, right? Maybe starting modified, really feel this space in your left hip crease. And then try to keep that as maybe you bring your hand down to the mat. Always reaching your right arm up and over. Keep pressing into your feet, opening your heart and your hips toward the side of the room. One more breath here. Good, and then wherever you are, focus your energy to your left foot. Press into that foot, so straighten your left leg. Good. You can even maybe like lift your left toes up off the mat. See how that engages your leg differently. And then drop them back to the mat, taking this nice open triangle. Taking up space here. Opening up. Next inhale, take your right arm up over your ear, reach it forward. Good, keep turning your heart toward the side. Don't let it sink. Inhale, bring your left arm up. One breath. Press into your feet to come all the way up. Good, then interlace your fingers behind you. Good, open your heart. Again, maybe soften your knees when you do this. And then exhale, start to fold it forward. Bring your hands up overhead. Pausing there, first reach them up to the sky. Feel your shoulders move away from your ears. And then keeping your shoulders there, then start to bring your hands maybe a little bit further over your head. Right, so we're not crunching up in the neck. Beautiful. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Next, inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up to stand. Return your left toes toward the front of the mat. Bring your hands to either side, coming into a low lunge. And then just step back to lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling here and exhaling. On your next inhale, we're going to step walk, jump, float, whatever you'd like to do to make yourself all the way to seated position. I'm going to come a little closer. Good. So from your seated position, I want you to bend your knees like nice and wide. I don't know if you could see, like nice and wide here. Feel your feet into the mat. Maybe bring your hands behind you for a little balance. Good, and then if it's okay for your knees, I just want you to start to tip your right knee in. Your right hip is gonna lift up off the mat. Take your inner thigh toward the ground. Good, and then come back to center. Ooh, take it to the other side. Left knee tips in. Exhale, take it out. 2 more times to each side. Tip it in. Really feel that inner thigh. Exhale, take it out. Inhale, tip it in. Whew. Exhale, take it out. Last time to each side, tip it in. Exhale, take it out. Right, this is when your breath becomes very useful. Good, take it back out. Beautiful. And keeping your feet pressing into the mat, just start to walk your fingertips forward. Good. Let your head drop. Feel this nice extension down your spine, right? As you also probably are feeling a nice opening in your inner thighs. Keep pressing your feet into the mat. Beautiful. And then I'll offer choices here. You can either extend your legs right out into a straddle and make your way into a forward fold, or if you'd like to try to come down, it's like a bound straddle pose. Start to bring your upper arms to your inner thighs and then reach them behind you. Good, so they're nice and straight. Your fingertips are pointing back, and then maybe start to walk your feet forward so that your thighs are resting on your upper arms. Good, always options. There's always ways to play. Good, take an inhale here, just lengthen your spine in this forward fold, and then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, bring your torso back up. Keep your left leg where it is. Bend your right knee so that your toes are probably going to be out on a diagonal. It depends how your knees are kind of all set up in your body. Good, and then I want you to bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg and take a nice side bend here. Keep pressing through that right foot. Reach your right arm up and over. Keep your heart open into the side. Maybe grab your toes here. And then maybe try to take your left hand to grab your right ankle. Right, everything's kind of bound up and you're twisting your heart open to the sky. Go where you can. One more breath. Good, take a deep inhale here. Try to start to square your torso down over your left leg and just take a forward fold. You can even take your right hand to the inside of your right leg and kind of press your knee open. One more breath. Inhale, come all the way back up. Right leg comes straight. Left leg bends. Good. Start off so you can kind of feel centered, right? So that your sit bones are on the ground. Right hand comes to the inside, palm facing up. Really use that pressure down to reach up. And then exhale, take a side bend here. Bringing your shoulder toward your thigh. Reaching your fingertips toward your toes. And then either staying here or taking your right hand to grab your left ankle. And then keep twisting, looking up above your left armpit. One more breath here. On your next inhale, just twist your torso down over your right leg and fold it down. Inhaling here. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to seated. Grab behind both legs. Bring yourself into Baddha Konasana. Just kind of center it out for a moment. I still am not able to do this one, but you guys know what you're doing. So pull your heels in towards your pubic bone. Bring a nice tall spine. Shoulders down, and then start to pull yourself forward. Good. Use your elbows to open your knees. Breathe it out. Beautiful. From Baddha Konasana, just bring your knees back up toward the sky. Extend your legs. Good. And maybe even bend them here a little bit, so it's almost like you're riding like a horse, I don't know, or a buggy. Good. Tuck your tailbone under. Press your heels into the mat. And then start to roll your way all the way down onto your backs. Keep your navel in toward your spine. One more breath, roll it down. Beautiful, bend your knees, plant your feet into the mat. I'm gonna take one nice back bend here, so half wheel or full wheel. Do what feels good, wherever you are, really use those feet. Take your focus to your feet and think about, them not rolling to the inside or the outside, about them being really nice and even. Squeezing a pretend block in between your thighs. Good. Really use those feet. One more breath here. And as you exhale, roll your spine back down onto the mat. Bend your knees, send your soles of your feet up toward the sky for happy baby. Good. I want you to really pull your tailbone down onto the mat and then pull your knees down toward your armpits. Soles of the feet to the sky. Extend legs and straighten the right leg while you're holding it, and then maybe the left leg while you're holding it. Do what feels good. Maybe both legs are extending out to the side. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Next inhale, just hug your knees back into your chest. Rock and roll the length of your mat. Legs extend out in front of you. Really feel those sit bones rooted down. Reach your arms up to the sky. Engage your front body, no arch in your lower back, and really try to bring those front ribs in. Good. Reach it up. And then as you exhale, try to keep your arms up by your ears to pull yourself forward as far as you can. And then release your arms to the mat. Let your neck go easy. Rest it down. Forward fold. Good. Feel like your hips are moving back behind you as you're pulling your heart forward. Try to keep those legs active, hugging them in toward the midline. In and out. On your next inhale, actually just try to stay low. Drag your fingers up along your legs here. Round your spine. Really exaggerated here. And then roll yourself all the way back down. set yourself up for one inversion of your choice. You can do headstand or shoulder stand's always a good one, or waterfall. Any opportunity to get your feet above your heart. And just reverse the flow. Beautiful. Keep tucking that tailbone up towards your heels if you're in shoulder stand. Squeeze your inner legs in. Maybe point your toes, flex your toes. Feel how that's different. Good. And then let your feet fall behind you coming into plow. Release your hands. Let your legs feel really heavy, right? Expanding your lower back. Then bend your knees, hug your head by your ears gently. Again, heaviness in your shins and your calves there. Release your hands if they're clasped. Slowly roll your way all the way back down onto your mat. Beautiful. Catherine, point your toes, see how that feels. There you go. Woo. Good, then shimmy your elbows down by your hips, press into your forearms, so lift your heart, roll your shoulders back as your head falls back, coming into fish pose, Matsyasana. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth 3 times. Deep breath in, and then just let it all go. Breathe it in, let it go. One more time, breathe it in, let it go. If you're ready for Shavasana, go for it. Really commit to it, right? Try to just, quiet the body and the mind. If there's anything else that you need to do to finish your practice, do it now, and we'll meet in Shavasana. If you're ready, start to reawaken your body and your breath. Deepening your inhales and exhales. Bringing small movements to your fingers and toes. Take a deep inhale to stretch your arms up overhead, really filling up with this beautiful breath. And as you exhale, start to hug your knees in towards your chest. Pausing there. And then make your way through either side, back up to a seated position. Keeping your eyes gently closed. Keeping that focus inward for these last few breaths that we have here in our class together. Feel your core gently engaged. Shrug your shoulders up by your ears. Open up your collarbone. Let your shoulder blades spill down your spine. Feeling this openness, this space that we've created. And always taking this energy and this grace and this beauty that we've cultivated in this last hour and carry it with you, share it with the world as you move through your day, through your weekend, and beyond. We'll close together with Loka Samasta, breathing in together, filling up. Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta, Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your hands together at heart center, gently bowing your chin in towards your chest, taking this final moment of our practice to thank yourself, honor yourself, and celebrate yourself, knowing that the true teacher lies right within you. Bring your prayer to your third eye, sealing in the practice, sealing in this energy. Down, forward together. Namaste.